Sam, you gonna try a flip today?
Yeah, maybe.
When was the last time you threw a flip?
The last time I did a standing back tuck was on my 52nd birthday over at Sage Vito's place. I'm like, oh, I gotta do one before I leave here.
Sam,
It was kind of harsh.
I thought you were 35, Sam.
Sam, what are you doing? Is that
All natural?
It's all natural. This part right here is good for your hair.
You got things on your mind that worry you? Keep you awake?
No, I just don't sleep much.
You don't sleep?
I don't sleep. I don't sleep much.
Justin, can you backflip?
No,
No, you can kind of, right?
kind of. I
Here and
trained
there.
it, but then I lost it.
What's your biggest issue with the backflip right now?
Fear.
I think Sam will do some magic today.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's do it. Warm up.
About you.
Why?
You're so different than you used to be. You don't sleep. I listened last night. You walked back and forth here hour after hour. You even locked me out of the laboratory.
I spit feelings that soar over brick buildings. I know the feeling of the whole world against me.
Sometimes I sit back with a Buddha sack, minds in another world, thinking how can we exist through
I
the
ain't made
facts.
for time or age. I know the feeling of the whole world against me.
Sometimes I sit back with a Buddha sack.
Crack the feeling, no profound the talent that it ain't nothing like summertime in my city. At night it's pretty amazing. During the day the sun is blazing. I know plenty people trying to make it. Some just to see another.
So I just want to explain real quickly. We went from lower body, and then the last things I look sort of awkward to do, which is like crawling, and you're doing like opposition, which is a really efficient way to move on all fours. But the thing is that we're also warming up our shoulders when we do that, and our wrist. So it's a lot of overall body. But the thing is, your body's learning how to contract and expand, contract and expand, and basically that is what tumbling is. So when we also contract feet and hands together, we're learning how to do the same thing that we would do in a back handspring, because our body is now working in conjunction with each other, both hands at the same time. So we're learning how to be explosive in all these different positions, facing downward, facing backwards. So these are the types of movements that are going to translate into our tumbling really well, but also teach us how to go through a full range of motion. So it's really good to incorporate into your warm-ups.
What would you say your biggest issue is right now? You stop doing it?
Committing.
Just say fear. Fear. What are we gonna do right now so these guys can overcome the fear of?
Well, we're gonna be working down the hill, so that's gonna be really awesome to work it. So we might just like jump down the hill and have a little fun getting used to that environment. And then as soon as we're comfortable with that, that'll be, we know we don't have to worry about our landings. So then we should be a little bit more encouraged to put ourselves in even down.
Nice, Sam. Sam is this. Five is still doing backflips.
About having perfectly locked out arms, and there's a lot of things that we're not going to be too concerned about with, because again, the sand's going to absorb a lot of what we're doing and impact, and so it's going to help make us stronger. But these cartwheels, you might notice, are slightly bent arms, hands are turned in. We're just covering distance, and it doesn't matter how, again, perfect they are. You might be connecting or you might not. We're just going to do a string of cartwheels down to help get warmed up, kind of incorporating these positions that we've been warming up, contracting and extending. So yeah, ready? Yep. Straighten it out, this way. way. And go, 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 go. Again, right away, go. As soon as your foot hurts, turn, go. Good, good. There you go, there you go. So we're just gonna have one single goal, and that's just to keep it connected. Because if you can just do that, keep it connected, then you're gonna start to make a lot of the corrections that normally a coach would be nitpicking you about. And Gabe, what I was gonna tell you on yours, we're gonna switch sides this time, so we're working both sides. However, you're just showing me your more comfortable side. Your goal would be to, like, you did maybe like 6 or 7 cartwheels, but in that distance, if you just stretch it out and just elongate everything, then you should be able to make that in probably like 4. So you're doing extra work by having to do those 3, but it's because they're kind of going a little bit crooked. So you're gonna be learning how to cover distance, and that distance equals power.
The back handsprings are too, right?
Yeah,
distance
exactly,
power?
Yeah, because
Okay.
the more you extend, that's conserved energy, and when you contract it, then that can be converted into rotation or height or whatever you're gonna do with it.
Awesome. Gymnasts,
I
do gymnasts train both sides, like when they condition, or skill work, is it generally one-sided? Like
Yeah,
basics?
Absolutely. All the basics are covered on both sides. So yeah, not a lot of people take enough time to really be equal on both sides, but the stronger your foundation is, both right and left, it's just simply a more healthy place to be, especially for, like, when we talk about longevity and getting older and stuff. You start to see, like, your body starts to not be looking so good when you've been doing something on one side almost your whole life.
Yeah. Let's get it.
Yes. Good, good. Excellent. Put up. Good, good.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. Good, good. There you go. These can just be a kick up. We haven't really warmed up our arch or our back really, so we're just going to kick up to a handstand and then snap up like this.
Awesome.
And if I want to make it a little more dynamic, I can do an underarm sweep. The handstand snap. The ultimate goal is to be able to get the hands off the ground before your feet hit the floor. And when the stronger it gets, you'll not only be able to get your feet to the ground before your hands hit the floor, but you'll be able to get your feet to where your hands were. And then in a really strong snap, you'll be able to get the feet past where the hands are. And if you want to transfer energy in tumbling, that would be really important to do if you have the ability to do that. Now, a lot of times when you're working on a really hard surface, you're not always going to need to snap all the way through there, but there's going to be somewhere in between, and you're going to use your body to absorb and push a lot more, so you protect your body on a hard surface. Right here we're on the sand, and so we'll just kind of go through them. We're not going to be super technical, but it can leave it open to some questions, and it'd be easier to answer people's questions. Right now you may see a bent arm push, and the stretch is going to come from the shoulders and the upper back, hopefully not from the lower back so much. The more you can push it into your shoulders and get from a shrug, arch to hollow, you'll get more and more power. So that's all we're practicing here. And then eventually you can start to get the feet to where the hands were, and you notice that started to transfer into backward momentum, which can be transferred into our tumbling. We might see a little bit of bent arms, that's fine. Breakdown of position, it doesn't really matter right now. We're just trying to get used to this snap. If something like this is really hard, we can simply kick to a handstand and practice stepping down and learning how to push out of this position. The faster we get with this, we can start to turn that into a snap too. So you don't have to have a perfect handstand, just kind of monkey see, monkey do, and eventually we'll start getting stronger. Pass your hands. That started moving backwards.
Nice, man.
That was kind of straight up, but it was pretty good.
No, go down, clear.
I think the biggest thing is A drill like this, it teaches you the finer points of understanding what transfers energy, because you're really starting from nothing at all. You're starting from just a kick handstand. You're starting from just a stagnant position and learning how to manipulate your body and use gravity in the beginning, and then the muscle contraction and extension to create power. And then it starts to translate into, like you saw Gabe starting to be able to direct his energy. Pretty soon he started moving backwards, which is where he wants it. But because he's not starting with any energy coming into it, like a cartwheel or a round off through to this, and he's just creating it from nothing, he's going to have a really good understanding of how to control his body. So this is the